So we're gonna start
Good
this
morning.
we're starting the session on video edit 101. Because last
Mhm,
week we went over the information as to what we need to do uh to set up the YouTube channel. So like kind of the
mhm,
logistic and also the actual like backstory of YouTube. Now we're
mhm,
gonna actually go into the actual function. So one of the things, big things, the top three that we talk about is you need to have a content creator that come up with the materials of what's actually going to
mhm,
be in the video. One person is the video edit who's going to be taking all the video footage and it's going to be edited to a short clip that's going to be uploaded to YouTube. And the last one is
mhm,
the camera person. So today we're going to focus 100% on video edit. Now, based on the research we did previously, a normal video edit can take up to 7 to 8 hours. So that's
yes.
just based on a basic Google. So if you Google, it's about like 7 to 8 hours. Now, usually the video editor they will actually charge depending on the skill level they have.
Mhm,
It could be based on one video kill. It could be $20 or $40. That's like one case. Or
mhm,
if it's like a really advanced professional one, it's like case by case. So it could go up to thousands. So technically, you can
mhm,
sell it like it's like a actual movie in a sense. So,
mhm,
um, so what I did is the last, I would say, months, 1 month plus, I was actually going through all the resources available, testing all the apps and different video editing software to see which one is actually the most effective
mhm,
for a normal person, like a brand new person entering into the industry. So the final one I actually come up with, the one I'm using is Filmora. So today we're actually going to go over the basic of how to edit a video with Filmora app, which now when I test it, you can technically complete a video edit um, for myself, I can get it done probably about 10 to 15 minutes. So that's like a big change, big improvement from the 7 to 8 hours now to only 10 to 15 minutes. So I'm going to give you the basic rundown to get that started. Okay.
mhm,
So again, we're going to go over four big components. One is getting started. The second one is a basic checklist. We're going to go
mhm,
over some key points and then I'm going to reserve the last, like the Q&A session. If we have time, I will share my screen so we can actually practice like editing a video together, depending on how it
mhm,
goes with the time and everything. Okay.
mhm.
So we're going to get
Okay.
that started. So now, just a quick question. Were you able to download the Filmora app, test it on the app, on the iPad, iPhone? Were
Uh,
you
yes.
Good job. Okay, so that's actually the step one. So a lot of people, of course, depending on how you are with computer technology, you might already running a problem with how do I download the app? Well, that's actually the first step. Is you need to actually download it. If you don't download, we can't really go from there, right?
Mhm,
So the first thing first is you're gonna select the new project, and you can see from my screen, I actually highlighted
mhm,
for you. That's where you're gonna get
mhm.
started.
Yes, I.
And you can also see my past project that I actually edit myself. So
Mhm,
the last session that we did, and also a couple of days I upload something from my past travel in Taiwan. So I actually use
mhm,
this to test everything. So this
mhm,
is the we're gonna go basically step by step on how I start from the beginning to toward the end. So the really basic of how you can actually use just the 10 things to actually go in and actually edit a video. Okay. So we're gonna
mhm,
let's start with the new project. And what you're
mhm.
gonna do is you're gonna import all the files. So previously we had
Import
a
the clip.
yes. So previously we talked about how important is um filing and organizations, right? When you're getting
Mhm,
ready for your college, I mentioned to you that it's important starting now to stay organized because that was
yes.
actually the biggest takeaway. Because a lot of times, the reason why it's taking so long to do the edit is you are trying to find the pictures. You're trying to find a file. But if you already go in with the intention, this is what I'm going to shoot today. This is what I'm going to cover. This is what I'm going to take a picture of, the video, and you actually place it in a folder. It's so easy because you already can just find a folder and just upload a file. The reason why I set start small, like up to 10, is with anything, the software, there is a limitation, especially you're working with like an iPad with small memory. If you try to upload too much, one, it will take a long time to upload all the videos. So it's actually
might break down.
Yeah. It's gonna like think burn out basically. So I would say start small, like you just practicing. So start with maybe like 5 photos or like you know 5 photos and 2 videos, small video clip, and that should be enough to get you started to practice. Because the main thing is we're not trying to get a perfect video edit. We're trying to practice the skill set. Okay. So you understand the flow, the SOP. So bless you. So next thing first, I'm gonna go over the checklist. So when you go into the actual Filmora, when you go in after you upload the photos, there's 10 things. So this is the actual checklist. So when you actually do your first edit practice, have this next to you as a checklist. So this is the 10 things you have to me is you have to know, and then include that in your video in order to upload to YouTube. Okay. So number one is the cover. So to me, the cover is kind of like you're telling a story. You need to like have a wow factor. So in the YouTube term, it's called something called thumbnail. So it's when you go into that video clip, that's the first thing, first picture you see.
Yeah, the first thing you see.
So that's what YouTube will use because, like I said, there's actually a lot of videos, a lot of YouTube. So how are you going to set yourself apart is to have that wow factor, the thumbnail, the cover. So
Because
if
that
that
thing attracts people to click on the video.
right. So that is actually really important. Now I will give you more tidbit later on how to do a better cover, but on Filmora, there's actually the other thing is the flow. So I'm going to tell you the flow is actually from left to right. So it's almost left to right because when you go in, there's different buttons on the bottom that you can select. But usually it's basically my flow is left to right. So once you do the check mark, all this done, you will have pretty much have a complete video from start to finish. So number one is the cover. So basically you out of all the video clip and photos that you have for that subject, pick one photo that will be the wow factor. Okay. So that should go on the cover. Okay. Now, with anything where you tell a story, right? There's usually like a beginning and there's the end, right? So the way I think of it is instead of just go in straight to the video, of course, you need to have an opening and an ending. So out of my YouTube, when you watch it, there is an opening, there's an ending. So kind of like slowly have the customer go into the story and then have a final wow ending, right? So the nice thing with Filmora is basically there's formats. There are already pre-made format that you could just pick and choose under the button when it says start to finish or opening and ending. So when you go into the opening, you can actually pre-select the beginning of the YouTube video. So there's like 10 plus presets that you can actually just click on, and it will download it, and that will be your opening. And the same thing for the ending as well. Okay. So the next thing is the edit. So I can tell you the one I had the most problem was actually the edit because I had a hard time to learn how to cut. I don't know if you run into that problem, but I had the most problem like on how to cut. So
it's like you have to drag some line
yeah,
until
you
the
can have
point
to
you want
drag
to.
it, but then
You
also
have to
the
like drag
same.
it. You have to find the right button to.
Yeah. So that one I think I'm actually gonna try to share my screen and actually show you. because this is actually harder to kind of explain to you. But I will show that one to you. And then the next one is to add music. So add music is actually pretty easy. One thing I love about Fedora is we talk about previous classes the importance of technology and AI, right? So in the old days when you have music, you're trying to fit the length of the music to the video. But the problem is a lot of times they don't match. So for example, the video length is like 5 minutes, but the music's only 3. So what are you gonna do with the rest of the 2 minutes, right?
Yeah.
So that's more work for you. So for me, it's always like, how am I going to do this more efficient and faster? So one thing I love about that is they actually have AI music. So yeah, they have AI music. So for example, if you click on some of the music, they actually say AI next to it. So that means what it means is actually they will automatically detect how long your video is, and then they will adjust the music automatically. Okay. So for a beginner, this is actually great because you don't even worry about cutting the music and making sure the length actually match the video. You just have to. So when you first start, I would say start with the AI music. And then you can actually, if you listen to it, you like it, you can like favorite or heart it. So that way, the next time when you do it, you know which one to select. Okay, so less time choosing. There's a lot of time people have problem with selecting. 就是选择性障碍. So so they get stuck on like there's too many choices, so I don't know which one to choose. So I think just limit your selection in the beginning. So maybe stick with the AI music and listen to a couple of them. And if you like the music, the mood of the music and the how it's going, you can heart it. So the next time you can just apply the same music. Okay. The next one, transition. So this one is the same as the PowerPoint. So I'm going to show you this on the actual Filmora app, and then when we talk about it later in the next session on PowerPoint, that is also going to be something we will use. So in essence, it's basically there is an action movement between one video clip to the next video clip. Does that make sense? There is something in between that. So it's not like a hard thing. You're just moving from one slide to the next slide. There's a transition that you're moving from one slide.
It's like it's like the picture just be like wee and
yeah. You can see that transition. So there is actually a way you can automatically apply the same transition to the video clip. So for example, let's say your YouTube, it's going to be made of 5 video short clips, right? So there's actually 5 like segments in the middle between the video. So there is actually a smart way you can actually click on the transition and choose the one you want and apply that to all the YouTube. So that way it's just one step and you can do that for the whole thing. You don't have to do it one by one. Okay. So that again, mark that because I will actually show you on the actual app. Okay. Now format. So make sure you jot this down. So when you click on the format on the bottom, there's actually an option for format. Now we talk about it usually for most of my cases. I'm actually shooting YouTube. I'm not using Instagram. Instagram, I use something else. But for YouTube, this is Filmora. I'm using that basically exclusively. So I think it's the actual format is 16:9. It's not really important to memorize because when you click on formats, there's actually a format. It just tells you YouTube 16:9. Okay. So keep that in mind because a lot of times you edit and you forget to choose that format and you upload it to
there's a YouTube size.
Yes, and you look weird. It looks weird. It's off. It's off center. So
like
just make sure you
accidentally chose the like square format and
yeah.
your video just
You're like, what are you doing? So and the other and that was one thing I was trying to let you know is that one of the mistakes I made was when I shoot the video, I usually with your phone I use usually go vertical, right? That's how you usually shoot it. But when you're shooting YouTube, you need to landscape. That's the biggest thing, because if you go in, you shoot the wrong format, it's very hard to edit later. So that's a habit you have to change. You have to make sure it's landscape, it's not vertical. Okay. Now, the other thing is we talk about subtitle. So that is actually still one of the issue we're still trying to solve, because you know, we test a couple different things. I think we tried Zoom, we tried YouTube subtitle. They all have problem where the translation is not accurate. It's pretty bad. So now to keep it simple, what I do is I actually do text, meaning that I will open the text box, I type in the information. So not word by word, but if it's important information, I will put it in a text box, and then what my plan is, I will do it in both Chinese and English. So that way my YouTube can reach a larger audience. So that's the text box. Now, sticker is also important. So it's basically the same thing. You probably already know this because people use Line, people use IG. We use sticker pretty well, right? Because you like emojis, stickers. Just you select the sticker you want, and you add it to the file. So that's not it's something you can add on, but I don't think it's a necessity. The next two I'm going to go over because it's kind of important. So watermark. So I can tell you a lot of the YouTuber, when they post videos, how do I say it? The content is not copyrighted. So they're in a gray area. Or they're just not that there's a legal issue. Let's just put that way. So as an original content creator, and you don't want your content to be copied and used by others, it's important to protect your work, right? So when you see my video, you can see on the bottom right, I actually have a watermark. So it's my YouTube logo. I added on all the YouTube. Okay. So that is actually one thing you can use to protect yourself. So that's actually also on the bottom of the toolbar. You can add the watermark on there. So all you have to do is choose the type that you like, put in your YouTube name or the business name, and that will apply it to the whole YouTube video. So it's pretty straightforward. So that's why it's kind of fast. The last one is the speed. Now, think about it. So when you're telling a story, speed is actually pretty important. So there is sometimes you might want to speed up the event. So for example, when I shoot the Vegas YouTube video, I did when I shoot the sunrise and a sunset, I shoot the video, but it's actually at a faster speed. You know what I mean? So the whole sunset or whole sunrise could take 10, 15, or like half an hour, an hour, but nobody's really going to watch like an hour and a half clip of a sunset or sunrise. That I don't know, but most people won't do it. So it's important to look at the speed. So if it's something you want to slow down, if it's something you want to speed up, so that's something also in play. So I'm gonna give you an example. I talk pretty fast. We know this. It's a problem I have. So when I shoot the YouTube, especially our session, because of the fact that I know I speak fast, and not a lot of people, their English not their first language. They need like a slower pace. So I actually go in and deliberately slow down the clip. You might not notice, but I actually went in and slowed down the video clip. So when you watch a YouTube, it's actually at a slower speed. Part of the reason is, with the Zoom, there's a limitation of the timing, right? Because it's only 40, 45 minutes. So we are trying to cover a lot of information in that session. So I tend to talk fast. So I talk a bit faster. That's the problem. But now when you have somebody who is English is not their first language, and you want to make sure they have a good user experience, that's the reason why I go in and actually deliberately slow down the speed. And the same thing apply with the music. I want it to be more calming. So the music I choose is actually more like peaceful, classic, calming music. So I had that intention in mind when I select the music, because everybody have their own different style. There's so many choices you can make. But when we talk about in the previous classes, you have to know your audience. Who is your target audience, and what you want to, when you paint a picture, what are you trying to show them, right? So deliberately, I want to make sure that the video I show is very relaxing, calming. So that's the reason why when I go through with the speed and the music, I went in and I actually select the one that's more calming. Okay. But I can tell you, actually, I made a change recently. So the last video I post on when I test the drone, I actually test out two totally different music on the same clip. So when you get a chance, go back and watch it, because I thought it was actually pretty interesting. And I'll share my feedback with the drone test next time too. That was actually pretty fun. Now let's see. Okay, key point. So when you finish the checklist, you go into the last step where you're actually ready to upload the video. So that is actually this is actually the screenshot of the last step when you're ready to upload. Yeah, export, right? Because you did all this work, you want to make sure you actually export it, right? So before you export, they're asking you about resolution and frame per second. You want to max that, okay? So you see a lot of YouTuber, a brand new YouTuber, they made a mistake when they upload, they just upload it. But they upload it at the 720p, which when you go in and watch it, it's very blurry. So for now, I think the requirement when you upload to YouTube, you have to be 1080p resolution, and the frame per second is 60. So basically max it. What I did is just drag it all the way to the right, And then when you export it on the bottom, they actually tells you the option. So you want to do YouTube, you want to do Instagram, you want to do different platforms, you can just select that. So it's actually really, really simple. So when you click on export, I just choose YouTube, and they connect with your YouTube G email, and then you post it that way. So that's the reason why I can cut it really fast, is because there is an SOP, there's a process. Okay. Now I'm gonna